Good day, folks. How are you? Hope everybody's doing great. I do apologize. I'm probably a little bit later than usual in posting my Amius videos, but as always, if it helps even one person, it's worth posting, so I'm gonna do it. Um, but yeah, so another lovely rotation of Amius. And at this point, I have done videos on, I think, all rotations and all difficulties. So I have, showed you guys a video of this rotation in the past. But as always, I'll do a full, complete walkthrough of the fight, tell you why I made every single decision that I made. We can look at the champs, we can see who I used, we can see who I could have used, because I do think there are quite a lot of strong champions on the rotation. You wouldn't necessarily have to be use mine, and then I'll show you the builds. And yeah, so typical Amius stuff. Ooh, claiming things. All right. Okay, so as you can see, this was my team. As always, there's like a lot of good champions that I could have used, right? But as always, I want to show you guys something more accessible, because if we're just talking about me, like, this is free, you know, this is kind of free. Like, there's a lot of really, really strong champions here. So I've got 3 epics. I've got Artak, the free champ they gave away. I guess, it was kind of a while ago at this point, but yeah, needless to say, free Lego that most people have. And then I'm using Pythion, who was a fusion. I think it's nice to have, but not necessary. Python is a support. I know it's Pythion. It's easier to just say Python. Please, no extra syllables. I get comments sometimes. They're like, why are you saying Python? That's illegal in 7 countries, so because there's always strong opinions about name pronunciation in video games. But I digress. But anyway, Pythion, he's just a support that does support things. So just, look for people who does what he does. Do you need a revive? Do you need heals? Do you need black debuffs? Because, I'm looking at these champions and I see these things, right? Like I said, if you have this champion, use it. It's such a free win. I mean, this is good just for, the passive revive, because as far as I see it, you really should only lose somebody, once in this fight, or maybe twice. So I think you could just get away with the passive revive. This is a really strong healing cleansing champion. I think that would be fine. Yeah, there's definitely some options here. Is this the guy with the revive? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm definitely seeing, apparently you can use Molly on this fight, revives. So definitely seeing a lot of people. Ally Protect is good. That could be good. I haven't tried it. But yeah, so needless to say, this was my team. Geomancer. I put him in the lead for the HP aura. This is a steep fight for accuracy. I think for normal you need 400, maybe even 450. I did notice I got resisted a couple times, and these two definitely have more than 450. So, yeah. So I think that was a tad lucky, honestly. I think 450 should be fine. But if you need the accuracy, you could do this. Venomage does have the 45. So that's super helpful. This is like resistance Doom Tower battles. We don't want that. This is resistance. And most things in this fight cannot be resisted or blocked in any way. So resistance not really good. I would say go with the accuracy or the HP. What's up? Why have we selected these champions? Geomancer definitely needs no introduction. This dude is the god of killing 95% of the bosses in the game. There's a couple that you really shouldn't use him against, but overall extremely strong. So yeah, essentially with his passive, we will just sort of reflect the damage back onto Amius. And something else that's helpful, he has the buff removal. So if he happens to do the buff reversal, if you kind of accidentally get up in the buff reversal, that catches you off guard, where he turns his debuffs into the buffs, you could actually just strip them with Geo. So super nice. Venomage, number one thing we're looking at is the heal reduction, because he has that huge heal in the first phase, right? So very, very handy champion to have. We can get a little bit of damage with the poisons. Nothing crazy though, but the champion also has like decreased defense, decreased attack. Those are nice to have type things. Python, like I said, he's a support doing support things. You can replace that with whatever you want. Black debuffs is nice to have, but I've showed plenty of teams on this channel where I just tanked that stun in the first phase and and still won anyway. So again, nice to have. Your run might take longer than mine, but definitely not necessary. I have demonstrated many times. Rector Drath, amazing support champion. Heals, we can get some damage reduction, like during the ignore defense phase by being in perfect veil. We've got a revive if somebody dies. Very, very useful champion. Probably my favorite epic in the whole game. And then Artak. I've got level 3 Brimstone, right? So that's super helpful because sadly Brimstone does do millions and millions of damage in this fight, and it is very helpful to have. And then other things, we've got HP burn. Be a little careful though. Geomancer is the star of your team. You don't want to override his HP burn with Artak's. So be a little cautious of that. But what you can do is sort of enable Geo by attempting to extend his HP burn with Artak's A1. Not 100% chance, but you know, try to do that as opposed to overriding his HP burn. It's fine the other way around. You know, it's totally fine for Geo to override Artak's, but not so much the other way. So keep that in mind. So the run, here we go. Very, very exciting, high octane, as always, these Amius fights. We just love them. So first phase, as you guys probably know, if you've seen any of my videos about this fight before, or probably other videos in general, I've never really watched those because I try not to like let somebody else's team cloud what I'm doing kind of. But basically, first phase, you just want to come out with the A1s. The reason being, he's got these two abilities up here that really hinder your chances to do anything until he's already done whatever he's going to do. Because the first one is just kind of like a massive, massive heal, and he'll also decrease the duration of the debuffs you place. So it's kind of not worth it to use anything because number one, he's going to decrease the duration of it anyway. And number two, he's just going to heal whatever you do right now, basically. Unless you're like some insane Kraken and you can like, I don't know, somehow take away way more of his HP than I ever could. But yeah, basically just stick to A1s. And then the second ability, what he's going to do, you all know it very well. He's going to take all of the debuffs on him that can be reversed, and he's going to reverse them. So like weaken, it's going to go to strengthen. Decrease accuracy, gonna go to increase accuracy. Decrease attack, gonna go to increase attack. Heal reduction, gonna go to increase heal. So basically, you don't want to apply any of that stuff. I don't want to apply weaken. I don't want to apply heal reduction. I don't want to apply decrease attack because I don't want all these things to get reversed. So I will just bide my time. I will spend the first 2 turns just kind of auto-attacking. So there's the giant heal. And now I go ahead and put the HP burn on. Like I said, I didn't do it before because the duration would have gotten reduced anyway. But yeah, so you can come out with that now because HP burn cannot be reversed and neither can Brimstone. So those are completely fine to apply. Just watch the ones that actually can be reversed. And then other thing we'll notice, this would kind of depend on the speeds and the timing of your team. But I used A1 on Pythion the first time, but this time I will go ahead and use the black debuffs because this is an AoE stun. So at this point, I would want to have that out for my team. And then with Rector, obviously there was no point using the heal last turn because nobody was weak. So that would have just been a waste. We'll wait till we're actually regenerating some HP. So there's the stun. That would have been a complete stun without the black debuffs. Luckily, we've got Brimstone hitting. I've talked about this in past videos. If you don't hit your Brimstone like in the first couple turns, I really don't think there's any shame in just restarting it. It's such a huge damage dealer. I mean, look at how much it's chunking. And so yeah, if you just want to go ahead and restart it and get yourself a Brimstone proc, I completely understand. And that was just one proc, right? I'm going to get one more, so... actually, I might not because he's going to get A1s. But still, you see the thought process. All right. And then, so now both of these abilities are down. He can no longer reverse our debuffs. He can no longer reduce their duration. So now you can go ahead and use whatever the heck you want. I don't remember. Oh yeah, so I'm going to use the Dogs of War. As you can see, I got resisted. I was really unlucky with this. But theoretically, I could have applied decreased attack, which is obviously super nice to have going into the next phase. So definitely apply that one if you can. Rector, she doesn't really do anything except A1 and heal, so we'll just stick with those things. Geomancer, I'm contemplating. All right. Or I'm sorry. Venomage. So, thing about Venomage, he can apply decreased defense, decreased attack on his A2, but the decreased attack only goes out if they have poisons on them. So, that's why I didn't see fit to use it. So, I just went with the A1. Just because I knew we wouldn't get the decreased attack. So I was like, whatever, don't care. All right, so we're just continuing. And then another kind of important timing thing. I keep calling him Geomancer. So Venomage, she has the big heal reduction, and this is actually a 3-turn heal reduction. It lasts for infinity. So you really have to be careful when you apply this ability, because like in this fight, you have to think 5 steps ahead of yourself, right? Because we're going to go through this phase. We're going to go into the other phase. We're going to take a couple turns in that phase, and then we're coming right back into this phase. So even though I'm still sitting here in this phase, I'm still actively thinking about him already going through the other phase and being back in this phase, because that's kind of just how it works. So you have to be careful. You don't want to apply the heal reduction too late, or it's still going to be on when you come back around to this phase, and that's going to trigger him to do the reversing ability, and he's going to get continuous heals, and you're not going to like that. I don't think it's a super duper run ruiner with this lineup, because fortunately you could just remove them with Geo, but I do think it's still completely worth considering, or maybe you're doing this and you don't have Geo, you know, all this stuff to consider. So still absolutely worth talking about. So we're just gonna, you can use whatever you want. Okay, so I think probably now I'm going to use the Venom, and I actually got the Mastery. I got like a 4th turn on that. I got lucky. I applied Brimstone again. So, and then, obviously you can see with the passive indicator, you can see, keep track of the turns, know what's happening, know when he's going into this form. So now I'm going into this form, or he is rather. We're going to get the, this is unresistible. This cannot be blocked. Like, even if you have Elytran Blade Master and everybody has blocked debuffs on that cannot be removed, it can't be blocked. So nothing you can do about that one. And then he'll go immediately into the big AoE ability after that. And then, okay, so now we're in this form. I've still got my heal reduction. I've still got a poison. And it's, like I said, watch what you use with the abilities, because he's going to take 2 turns in this phase. And, 2 turns might be the wrong way to describe it. He's going to do what he just did there. Then he's going to use his A1 once on his next turn, and then he's going to go back into his other form. So you have a very limited amount of time in this phase to do stuff, I guess. So like I said, be careful applying debuffs, because like if you start applying them right now, they're getting reversed. I'm going to tell you that right now. So careful with those. It's okay to use your own buffs. That's completely fine. Like I'll use Pythion. I'll use Rector Drath. That's all completely fine. Attacking with A1s is completely fine. So yeah, like I said, I'm just using the A1. Once again, I'm just using the A1. This is actually, see, I got resisted again. This dude has like 550 accuracy, so unlucky for me. But, so Geo is kind of the one person. So the HP burn here and the HP burn here is fine. And then Quicksand Grass, that's actually, I got resisted, so you can't see, but it's actually HP burn weaken is what I should have applied. But I don't care about strengthen at all if he gets strengthened, because my team is completely, our damage is completely based on HP burn brimstone, and maybe a teeny tiny bit of poison. So he can get strengthened for all I care. I really don't care. And then, like I said, Geo could just remove that buff anyway if I decide I care. But yeah, this team, this is not a, you know, this is not an A1 based, you know, this is not like I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? This team is not based on the damage of the abilities at all. It's like completely just utility, HP burn, poison, that kind of thing. So whether or not he is strengthened, I'm not concerned. So let's just keep using A1s on everybody. I think I had somebody proc an extra turn. That's why he keeps attacking. But it really doesn't do that much. You know, we're chilling, I guess. It's normal. So it's not that crazy. You know, we have everything going on that we have going on. So it could have been a lot worse. So I'm continuing to use A1s. Like I said, I don't want to use like that decreased attack or anything. Don't want that to get reversed. Here we go. Okay, and he's going to attack Rector, I guess. That was his actual turn. Or wait, was it? Did he attack me again? Yeah, no, that wasn't his actual turn. Or it was? No, I don't think so. Sorry, I'm lost. And I guess I'm deciding what to do about the HP rune. I decided to do it. Oh yeah, so that was his turn. And then, so yeah. So he took his turn where he attacked Rector with the A1. And then after that, you're just on the next turn, he's going instantly back to his turn. And typically he's going to open up with the big heal ability. And then, so like I said, if you had like decreased attack and weaken and all these things on him, he might be inclined to open up with the stun instead and reverse those debuffs. So that's why it's important to kind of just, you know, have him be clean by this point. And then let me show you what happened actually. So I did have one turn of the heal reduction left. So we go into this turn and the heal reduction is still applied, right? But the thing is, you know, it's going to go away after this turn, so I don't have to worry about it persisting. And he also reduces the duration of any debuffs on him, so maybe that's also coming into play. But yeah, basically only one turn of these left, so we did get the benefits of the heal reduction because this should be a giant heal right now, but it's not. So that's why it's really important to kind of think about the timing of that. Again, I came back out with the black debuffs in preparation of this ability that is an AoE stun. And then remember, again, I'm not using any reversible debuffs because they'll get reversed. And again, decrease accuracy, I don't care. Geo happened to apply it with his A1, but we're fortunate enough that that's not going to mess us up. Like if you have somebody with decreased attack on their A1, that can actually mess you up quite a bit because, you know, suddenly he's got like 5 turns of increased attack, and that can be hard to withstand. So this is just like a very friendly team in that we don't really care about most of these debuffs getting reversed. Okay, we've got Brimstone again. We've got Geo's ability out again, which is like, obviously that's our huge damage. And then, I think at this point I realize like I'm just trying to kill him because I need to kill him in this form, right? I don't want to kill him in the Red Moon Eclipse form because, or else he's going to respawn with, you know, 25% HP or whatever it is. And don't get me wrong, you can totally win even if he respawns. It's not a big deal. If your team doesn't have survivability issues, that's fine. It just might take you 7 minutes instead of 3. So no issues at all. I've had just utterly like so just sloppy runs, but they were wins anyway. So it doesn't really matter. You know, if your timing isn't lining up this nicely, don't worry about it. Just stay the course. You understand the pattern. You know what he's going to do. You know, there's no way you can lose, right? So just keep at it. Okay, and then, so yeah, like I said, now I've realized, like, I'm just trying to kill this guy. So I want to get the poisons on him. I want to get the everything out here. And then, you know, like I said, he's used these 2 abilities, so it's fine. Don't worry about that. We're just, you know, I'm in kill mode at this point. So yeah, we'll get the poisons. You know, hopefully we can get, like, some Warmaster procs. He does, his A1 is like big AoE ability that does a lot of damage. So he hurt himself quite a bit there with the Geomancer passive. So that's really good. And I mean, with this amount of HP, the poisons and the burn alone should kill him on his next turn. So, you know, we'll just do what we can here to facilitate that. I guess, I try to hit a War Master proc with that. Try to do something with that and that. Try to detonate some poisons here with the A1. Any War Master procs, please? And then, yeah, he just dies to the poisons and the HP burn. You can get all of this gear. I think I sold like all of that except for one piece. So fantastic. Very exciting. And yeah, so let's look at our final statistics here. Artak is the top damage because of the Brimstone procs. I think, I still think Geomancer is kind of more like what the team is actually playing around though, overall. Like, if I hadn't gotten so many Brimstone procs, this would have been the focus. And I think maybe last time I ran this team, Geo did have more damage. Venomage, respectable amount of damage here. Pythion, he's not a damage dealer, he's a healer, cleanser, reviver. Rector Drath, mega heals, very good champion, kept us alive. So that is the team. All right, so going back into the game, we can take a peek at everybody's builds. Occasionally I will make a little change for Amius fight. I did not do that at all for any of these champions, not for the normal version. It's typically the hard version that I might have to like get a little bit more accuracy on somebody, but on normal, these are all just the standard builds I have the champions in. So let's start up here with our couple of Legos. Mr. Artak right here. It's just a full perception build that'll allow you to get a lot of speed and accuracy very easily through the passives of the items. Nothing crazy. Like I said, if you happen to have Brimstone for this champion, definitely ideal. Yeah, he's, pretty fast, but I think, if your Artak is like 220, it's still pretty good for the fight for the normal version. 374 accuracy. So I guess we were a little bit shy there. So that's probably why I got resisted that one time, because I think you need about 400. So it does make sense now that I look at it. He's an HP based champ with his passive and everything. So a lot of HP, the speed you need, the accuracy you need. Brimstone if you can get it. Standard kind of PvE masteries, War Master, things like Master, Hexer, and Sniper, stuff like that. Next, the only other Lego we had is Pythion. Like I said, this is just the daily build that I use on the character. For me, it's a stone skin build. I haven't looked at it in a long time. It could probably be a lot better. It's, not really going to be cutting it in late game arena or anything. So it is the build that it is. Obviously, he doesn't need accuracy. Resistance doesn't really matter in that fight. So the HP, speed, defense would definitely be the focus is there. And solid champion. Moving down to our epics, there's Venomage. I always like to point this out whenever I show my builds. Like, it's just a completely average build with like 5-star accuracy and perception build. I apparently could not be bothered to 16 this item. Like, it doesn't have to be that intense, but yeah, just, have decent speed, have the accuracy you need to land the debuffs, be survivable. This champion, all of the damage is coming from the poisons, so there's absolutely no reason to, be building like attack or anything. This is just stay alive and apply your debuffs. Again, this PvE champion, PvE masteries, stuff like War Master, Master Hexer, Sniper. Oops. I've gone too far. Geomancer coming up next. I have 2. One is for the clan boss, so we will not look at that. And he's down there. Okay, so this is the one we want. Yeah, again, I haven't looked at this build in so long. It's probably completely irrelevant. I still use it in Iron Twins and everything. So yeah, this is the build. One similar to Venomage, the only thing that matters is the debuffs you're applying. This is not like, you don't need to be focusing attack and stuff like that. Just apply those debuffs, have enough speed to do what you're doing, and stay alive. I think I like blindly copied these off a website like 3 years ago. So, okay, I think the support tree would be better. Some of these are kind of weird. Yeah. Oh my God, yes, this is so weird for this champion. Okay, yeah, so yes, I actually I'm embarrassed now. I regret showing those. I'll have to change them at some point. I'm sure I just blindly copied off of some website. It looks like I even copied like I don't even know. That just doesn't look right at all. It looks like it's like half nuker build. But I digress. I think we're on the last champion, which would be Ms. Rector Drath. Here you go. I like Relentless on lots of supports. She's one of the ones that I have it on her. But again, if you don't, that, you don't have to. I'm sure it would be completely fine without it. So again, HP defense, have enough speed to keep your team alive. Resistance, not a focus of Amius fight at all, doesn't really matter. These are definitely the ones to watch. Something to note is that she technically has chance to apply decreased attack on her A1. As you can see, I did not focus accuracy at all on her. And I think it works better that way, because if you actually do apply decreased attack to Amius, he's very much going to want to reverse it, and it can just completely change the order of what he's doing. So personally, I think not having the accuracy is actually ideal, at least for this particular kind of fight. And gosh, I'm scared to look at the masteries now. What if they're just terrible? All right, so that looks fairly standard. Oh, those Geo ones. All right, and then let's just double check. I think that was everybody. Yeah, we showed you Geomancer, Pythion, Venomage, Rector, Drath, and Artak. So, okay, you guys, there you go. There's still a little over a week to do Amius, so hopefully this can help somebody who has not yet done it. And as always, thank you so much for taking the time to check the video. I hope it helped even just a little bit, and you guys take care of yourselves. Goodbye.